Are you looking for a way to heat a small space, off-grid, low power consumption? This is a video you're going to want to check out. Hey guys, it's Kirk from the Forever Homestead. So for those of you that have been following our channel, you know that we're off-grid, we produce our own power. You also know that we live in northern-ish Ontario, where winter can be a challenge. So our house and everything is heated, radiant heat, in-floor, all that, it's great. But Jessica, she's running a dog training facility, and although our barn is, has a roof and is slightly covered in, like most things on the homestead, it's not finished yet. So there's no heat or anything like that in it. We're working on getting it hooked up to our outdoor wood boiler, but that's not actually going to be a solution for this year because there's still quite a bit to be done in the barn. So we are kind of in the market for a method to heat a small space so she can have, when she's doing her dog daycare and things like that, there's just like a warm space available that we can put the dogs and keep them warm. And also it'll help us to research, because we have other buildings on our property like the bunkie and stuff like that, that we're always looking for different ways of heating them. We've been using a Mr. Buddy heater, propane heater, but propane is a very wet heat source. When they first start up, they make everything very moist. I know everyone loves that word. So we're looking for other ways. Low power consumption is key because, like I say, it's off-grid. And then some of the other buildings that we're looking to heat don't have power at all. So we're trying out a cabin heater, a diesel cabin heater that's meant for like a boat or an RV, trucks, things like that. We got it on Amazon, so we are going to kind of unbox it, see what it comes with. This particular model gets good reviews, sells for about 250 bucks Canadian. So we're going to see what it's like, and then we'll get out into the garage and hook it up and see what kind of heat it puts out. So let's see what's in it. So right at the top of the box here is the fuel tank. This is a 10-liter tank, which is probably more than adequate for what we're going to be using it for. I do have an idea to actually hook the system right up to a diesel can, so we don't have to fill from one can to the other one, but fair sized tank. And it's got a couple of boxes inside here, boxes and boxes. Owner's manual, which from the reviews I've read, it's actually a pretty bad owner's manual. Let's see what we got going on here. So it has a digital control panel. It looks like a key fob, so it probably has some kind of it looks like a remote start on it, so that's kind of interesting. Fuel pump. Just a little electric fuel pump. This runs on 12 volt, so you can run it on just a regular car battery. In the situation we're going to be hooking it up in first, there is power in the barn, so we'll be able to run it off of a 12 volt adapter or something like that. So this is the heater itself, fairly big. It's kind of heavy, so it must have a little bit of, looks like some cast metal components in there. So a little bit of weight to it, which is kind of nice. And then it looks like a giant box of goodies. Got some, I'm assuming that's fuel line. This is like a metal tube of some sort. I have no idea. I think this is probably part of the exhaust system. Bag of screws and clamps. Looks like a fuel filter in there. I believe this is the muffler exhaust. got a wiring harness here, 12 volt, kind of plug and play by the looks of it. Looks like the output for the heat. Decorative ring if you're putting it in probably like a boat or a cabinet or something like that. Just like random tie wraps thrown into the box. Metal plate, mounting plate of some sort. Might be more fuel line, I'm not sure. Two different kind of lines here, I'm not sure what the other one's for. Some rubber holders. Some random, this is probably air intake of some sort. And then a giant piece of tubing. This is probably to, if you're running the, that expandable stuff, if you're running it through some cabinets or something. But yeah, in the interest, well, I'm not going to make this too long, but I'm going to get these components. I'm going to read through the manual quickly, and then I'm going to go pick up some diesel still, but we'll set this up out in the barn and give it a test run before I go to the effort of trying to install it and all that kind of stuff. But check back in a bit. Alright, so I thought I would bench test this heater before I actually install it to make sure everything works. So let me just show you what I got going on here. So I've just set it up on the bench. I've got the fuel tank that comes with it here. I installed the nozzle at the bottom of it there. I think for now this is going to hang on the outside of the doghouse. Sorry, there's some dogs in here right now. It goes down to the fuel filter, and then it goes to the fuel pump here. The pump has to be at a 45-degree angle up, and that's just because of the way these pumps work. They produce bubbles. They cavitate because it's just a little piston pump in there. I'll go through more how it's all set up once I get it into the other building. But from that pump, it comes up and goes into the back of the heater. So now this heater can be installed either sideways like it is here. Basically, it has to be within 90 degrees of upright. So this is technically the bottom. So it can go 90 degrees that way, or the other way. Like I say, it's just kind of all temporary right now. I've got the exhaust hose just exhausting into the barn here, but as you can see, we've got some pretty big openings here, and I'm not really running it for very long. So, and then you've got a fresh air intake on this side, exhaust on that side. This is air intake for the room itself, and then this is the output. So I will start this up. Let me grab a. So this is a new battery. We're actually going to run it on just on a tractor battery, or a lawn tractor battery. The problem with these heaters is if you have it hooked in, I see a lot of people on YouTube doing it, and I was going to do the same thing. Just put a 12 volt power supply in there that plugs into our main power here on the Homestead. But the problem with doing it that way is if you lose power, there's a fan in here, and that'll just turn off instantly, and it won't be able to run its cool down cycle, and that will actually fry the circuit board in there. So by doing it this way, currently temporarily I just have a small dumb charger on it, just a little trickle charger, but I'll wire something permanently up. But let's get it fired up and see what happens. Okay, so everything cold now. This is the output, so I'm just gonna okay, so you can see there we are currently at 3 degrees coming out. It's pretty cool out here in the barn, but I will fire this up. Basically just press start here. Oh, not hitting the right button. Okay, so I will just fire this up here. There you go. I don't know if you can see that display. So the fan has come on. You can see it says on, and then it's got the little fan spinning there. It's also showing the glow plug icon there. At this point, I think the glow plug's on, but there's no activity at all from the
Oh, I think I actually hooked this fuel filter up backwards as well. I'm gonna have to change that around. Oh no, I got it right. Yeah, so there's no activity from the fuel pump yet. I think the glow plug has to warm up. So it is currently at 4 degrees on the sensor here in the room here. Just pretty close with my temperature gauge showed 3.9. We're aiming for 22, which we're never going to get to out here in the barn. It's very uninsulated, and you can see it's using a lot of power. This glow plug uses a lot of power, so I'm not going to run it for very long until we get this battery up to charge. But there you go, the pump has just started. I don't know if you can hear it. You can kind of see the lines moving here. The way it works is, like I say, it does create some air bubbles, but the pump kind of ejects them out. I just have a little bit of diesel in here right now just because I was checking for leaks. So there's air coming out of here, but it's still cold air. Super windy outside today. See what kind of heat this puts out in this, 4-degree barn. Well, I'll keep you along for the ride here and we'll see what happens. So you can smell it now. You can smell the combustion starting, exhaust-wise. So we're at 7 degrees coming out there, and this is all in Celsius, and the exhaust is at 71. So you can see the icons here, where it's at number 2 right now on the fan speed. You can hear that it's really bumped up. Starting to put out some warm air. So that's at 12 degrees. And the exhaust is at 119 or so, 110 now. So now it's gone up to the 3rd mark. Some warmer air coming out of there now. So it's moved up one more bar. So we're on the 4th bar there. You can hear the fan, it's running pretty good. Air's starting to warm up. What are we at there? We're at 21.8, and this is in Celsius. Exhaust is at 170. So now you can see we're at maximum here on the screen here, or on the gauge. The glow plug icon is off. Fuel pump icon is on. And the air in and out, I believe, is what those are. I'm not sure what that icon means yet, but and the temperature coming out of here is at 31. Oh, sorry, 48 coming out of there. And the exhaust, trying to find my, there we go. The exhaust is 177 Celsius. So it seems to be warming up. I'm going to let it run here for 10 minutes or so, and then I'll check back in with you. I'm not going to bore you having to watch all that happen, but I'll check back in 5-10 minutes. Alright, so we've been running here for 10 minutes or so. Check to see what's going on here. The air coming out is super hot, nice and warm. It's hard to tell it's hard to get the temperature of the air and not the surfaces, but like that's showing 52. That's the temperature of this plastic right there. You can't really get the temperature of the air. It's like 49, 52. The exhaust is about 188. As you can see here, this thing is still running on full. I'm showing you the battery voltage there. So 5 degrees at this base, at this unit right here. So it's gone up a couple of degrees. Sorry about the barking dog in the background there. Rental dogs. Pump wise, pump's going pretty good. You can kind of, I don't know if you can see the vibration of it. That's how fast the pump's going. If you can hear that or not. And again, just a little bit of fuel in there. So I'm going to work on getting this installed over in the can there, but there'll be more about that next time, says the barking dog. Until then, have a good one.